For
So
sure.
let's go into some depth. Let's start with the offensive side of the ball. Let's start analyzing the offense. What were some of your biggest takeaways overall, with just the offense?
Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty much like I thought it would. Obviously, I thought Mostert would be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
When I talked about it before the game, I said Mostert would be the offensive MVP, and Elijah Mitchell came in and played just fine. Right, he did everything that I
Beyond fine.
expected Mostert to do. Yeah, beyond fine. Um, before the game, I said Jimmy would be 16 of 24 passing. No, wait. I think 16 to 24 passing is what I said. 16 to
Mm-hmm.
24 passing with 224 yards and a touchdown. That basically was his day. I mean, he had the one long one to Debo. That was more on Debo than anything,
Sure.
making a play and running for 70 plus yards or whatever it was. But outside of that play, he played exactly the way that I expected he would play. So, the offense, I think, looked good. The surprise to me was I did not expect that Brandon Ayuk wasn't going to get burned. I didn't
Yeah.
expect that Sermon would be a healthy scratch. What's interesting to me is Ayuk all of a sudden in that Pettis doghouse? Like what's going on here? This is a first round draft pick, and from what I understand, I mean he was a punt returner throughout the game. He was healthy. Why is he not playing? So that was a little interesting to me. Trey Lance, came in, I believe, for 4 snaps. He was mainly a running back. And, I kind of expected that. I said under 6.5 snaps for him. So there wasn't a lot about the offense that I was super surprised about. But I was happy to see that when Mostert went down, they were able to stay effective in the run game. And not only effective, but I mean, outright, they played well in the run game.
Right.
And that's good to see.
There was a few things that I was really looking to see from the offense. First thing was the offensive line,
Mm-hmm.
and they're better than last year.
Oh,
I think
yes.
that is definite. They kept Jimmy for the most part clean. There was, I think, about 3 times where he was like heavily pressured, and one time he was able to get out of it, a couple sacks, which is, I think, okay throughout the game. It
He
wasn't
looks more
anything.
mobile though too. I got
He,
to give him. I got to give Jimmy credit. Without
yeah,
that knee brace, he looks more mobile.
he has some more oomph.
He
Let's
does.
put it that way, right?
Yeah, he does.
So I was really happy with Alex. I tweeted it. When you don't hear the offensive lineman's name, that's a good thing, right? So the offensive line played good. Brunskill played well. No, nothing bad about McGlinchey. Nothing bad about anybody on the offensive line, which I think is thumbs up, right? We that's something that was a big issue last season. That's not an issue right now.
Right.
The other thing that I was really looking for was, are they going to throw the ball more with Jimmy? Like, are they going to open up the offense? And unfortunately, it was only to one receiver, which was Debo, who had a monster game. But they threw the ball down the field more. And I like that, because that is something that's going to be needed. And it wasn't just off of play action either. They did, open field sets for Jimmy. They open backfield, and he wasn't just doing the normal checkdowns. He was throwing it, 10, 20 yards down the field. He was accurate. There was the one duck, which was the long ball, but, Debo obviously made an amazing adjustment to make that. But for the most part, tight spirals, accurate. There was a few throws that he, led his receivers down the wrong way, or like out of bounds instead of, it could have been a touchdown if he led them the right way. Or there was that couple passes that were, behind receivers. But to fumble the first play of the game and to come back the way that Jimmy did, we have to give credit for Jimmy's strength of mentality, because he's had probably one of the toughest off seasons for any quarterback.
Yeah.
From the fan base, from how Shanahan has handled it, and he's come out and done nothing but give this team a chance to win. And I don't like the way that they're bringing in Trey. I don't see how this is helping out his development, nor do I see how it helps out Jimmy as a quarterback when he's when he brings the team down, 70 yards and then has to give up the touchdown to Trey because they want to bring Trey in, or they bring Trey in just to get walloped. I mean, like every single play they're bringing Trey in is just for him to get hit. Like what is the point of that? How is that helping him in his development? So I think we just need to stick with Jimmy. I think Jimmy has shown he's fine. He didn't throw any interceptions. He did the one fumble, but I think he played above average. I don't think he was just a game manager. I think he showed that he is a starting caliber quarterback for the 49ers, and we could win with him at the helm. And this is coming from a guy all offseason that was saying Trey needs to start, right? And Jimmy should have been traded a long time ago. And I apologize to Jimmy. He's shown me mental toughness. He looks healthy. Like you said, he looks more agile, more mobile. And the passing game looked better than I expected. I am very, very confused about what's going on with Ayuk. Part of that is because he's on all of my fantasy teams. Another part of that is just, he's such a good talent. And I don't know if all of the drops that we saw in the preseason now has gotten, maybe it's in his head and we're not seeing something that Shanahan's seeing through practice where he's like not necessarily going to him. And obviously when Debo's playing lights out the way that he's playing, you gotta go with the hot hands. So those are my main takeaways from the offense.
Yeah, well, I'll get more into the quarterback situation when it comes to coaching because I definitely have some things to say there, but I don't want to use it all now. So yeah, the offense looked fine.
Let's bring in some people. Spicy Nick Danger, go Niners! Absolutely, we gotta win, even though it's a little bit of a sullen feel right now. We still got a victory, so that's great. Yeah. Go Jesse. Jesse O is a fan favorite. Heather Taylor thought Jimmy did a good job rebounding after the fumble. Yeah. I hope Ayuk can get out of the doghouse. Now, we're all assuming it's the doghouse. Look, it could be a mental thing because, look, Ayuk dropped the ball a lot in the preseason. And, they obviously still put him out there as a punt returner. But I find it hard to believe that he's in the doghouse. I don't know if maybe Shanahan's protecting him right now for whatever reason. We don't know, right? So we have to, I want to give Shanahan the benefit of the doubt that he wouldn't put Ayuk in the doghouse because he's way too talented. Maybe there's something going on with Ayuk that we just don't know. They left him on there just to be a weapon, but obviously the pass game was run through Debo this week. I assume, maybe there's going to be a game in the future where it's just all Ayuk. So yeah, we got to just hold our horses there before we jump to any conclusions that way.